We are here on the place that everything started with apparitions of Fatima, in the Loca do Cabeço. It was here the first and then the third apparition of the angel in 1916. My name is Armando Mendes. I live here in Fatima, and it's my privilege to explain to all the pilgrims coming to Fatima the history and message of Fatima. How did this group was formed? Jacinta, when she was only 6, started to ask her parents insistently that she wanted also to go and pasture the sheep like the grown-up ones. And of course the parents at the beginning didn't pay much attention. Of course she was only 6, but she insisted so much that they ended up giving up, but with one condition. Okay, we'll let you go, but you can only go with your cousin Lucia and of course Francisco, the elder brother. So it was in this way that the group of 3 was formed. The group of 3 that later was to become the 3 seers of Fatima. And here we are in the place in the spring of 1916, as Lucia says in her memoirs, things started to happen. We had enjoyed the game for a few moments only when a strong wind began to shake the trees. We looked up startled to see what was happening, for the day was unusually calm. Then we saw coming towards us above the olive trees a young man, about 14, 15 years, whiter than snow, transparent as crystal when the sun shines through it, and of great beauty. On reaching us, he said, "Do not be afraid. I am the angel of peace. Pray with me." Then kneeling on the ground, he bowed down until his forehead touched the ground and made us repeat these words 3 times. "My God, I believe, I adore, I hope, and I love you. I ask pardon of you for those who do not believe, do not adore, do not hope, and do not love you." 3 times they said this prayer, and then rising he said, "Pray thus, the hearts of Jesus and Mary are attentive to the voice of your supplications." And then it disappeared. Lucia continues, "The supernatural atmosphere which enveloped us was so intense that we were for a long time scarcely aware of our own existence, remaining in the same posture in which he had left us, and continually repeating the same prayer. His words engraved themselves so deeply on our minds that we could never forget them. From then on, we used to spend long periods of time prostrate like the angel, repeating his words until sometimes we felt exhausted." And so this was the first apparition. And this first apparition left such a tremendous impression on the children that they kept for hours on end lost in prayer, in adoration, repeating these words until they, as Lucia says, they felt exhausted. And during those 2 weeks after this first apparition, the families got aware that something had happened, something strange, because the children were not jumping, running around, and as usual, as normally the children do. They were more introspective, more silent, and even Lucia says that to sit down to eat was difficult for her, to do the normal things of life. So great was the impression of this presence of the angel.